and let's continue with the next step of our process, and that is integrating everything in Jenkins. So as you remember from the previous videos, we managed to get Newman up and running on our local machine and managed to execute a collection. And now we want to do the exact same thing, but this time on Jenkins, and to get things started there. Now, I already have a Jenkins installation locally on my machine. I'm gonna start by first creating a new job, and I will explain a bit while I'm doing that. So the first thing that we want to check is to see if Node, if npm, and if Newman are all installed on the machine running Jenkins. And the simplest way to test if they're all installed is to create a new job. And in this case, I will create a freestyle project. And let's call this REST API tests. And actually, we're testing the HTTP bin endpoint. So it's going to be HTTP bin REST API tests. The name of the job itself doesn't really matter. I'm going to click then OK. And once this has been saved, I'll be able to configure the job. So the first thing would be to jump to the build tab, or you can just scroll down below, and I'll be adding a new build step. And that build step is simply executing a shell. And in my case, Jenkins is running on a Linux machine, and I'll be using shell. So for that, let's test, as we tested in the terminal, something like node -- version pm -- version and Newman -- version. Let's save the configuration. And I will start the build by clicking the Build Now button. It already executed, so I can easily see the console output. And I will see here that I have Node installed, I have npm installed, and I have Newman installed. Now, in case you do not have all three tools installed on your machine, you need to first install them before proceeding with the next steps. And the installation as a process should be pretty similar to the one on your own machine. Now, if Jenkins is under your control, so the machine running Jenkins is under your control, you will have to do the same steps. Otherwise, if you have a system administrator or something like that, get in touch with them and tell them what are your requirements and that you need to have Newman installed on your machine. Command to install Newman has been shown in the previous video. It's simple: npm install -g Newman, and installing Node and npm should be pretty standard on any operating system.